Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a new week, which means it's a new weekly. For this one, I'm going to kick back to a layout that I did in one of my first journals, which is a cat in the hat theme. I started a bullet journal in 2016 and this layout was one of the first that I added colour and doodles to, and I absolutely loved it, and this was the layout that got me completely hooked into creating colourful layouts. So the left hand side of the page will be split into 5 columns for Monday through to Friday, and on the right hand side I'll have Saturday and Sunday, but I've made the headers into the cat in the hat. The original journal that I bought was a moleskin, which is much slimmer than my new Scribbles That Matter journal, so there is a bit of a sizing difference in what I'm doing. I've got more space in my Scribbles That Matter journal to play with. But so some things won't be the same. I don't think I'm going to go for an exact copy at this point. It was just doing the essence of what that original layout looked like and bringing it into 2018. What I love about doing spreads that you've already done is that you can add in things that perhaps the first time round you weren't particularly confident to do in the first place. I know when I first started out doodling, I used friction pens and I was so caught up in not wanting to make a mistake. This time round, it's 2 years later, I feel a little bit better about journaling and a little bit more confident because I've practiced week in, week out for 2 years. So I've added in the teapot with a little old fish for my notes instead of just a block colour. This layout is exactly the same vertical layout that I've been using for the last 2 years. I found this layout really works for me and how I journal, and if it's not broke, then it doesn't need fixing. I wasn't sure how I felt about repeating a layout in my journal. Obviously this isn't the same journal that the cat in the hat originally was in, but I didn't know if I don't know, it felt like I was cheating myself by doing another layout that I'd already done. And then as soon as I started to doodle and outline, I realised that I absolutely love this layout, and it's completely acceptable if you find a layout that really works for you and you like to do it again and again. I'd even go as far to say as I'd probably do the cat in the hat for a second time in the same journal, which is saying something. And let's take a moment, because in every video I've filmed since starting this YouTube channel, I have always left the quote to the very end, and then I have a little moan to you guys about I've lost the motivation to do it and I should have done it first and yada 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 yada. So before I've even gone in and adding colour, for this week I've actually gone in and put the quote in before I've coloured. And I think it worked. It's not perfect, you know me, lettering's not my thing, but I definitely got through it with a lot less mental angst going on, and now I get to colour in, so that's good motivation to get that out of the way and trolley on through. The lettering, I have taken on a lettering challenge this month. I believe it's the #HappyLettering challenge. I will link the account that's over on Instagram below so you can go and check it out, because I want to get better at lettering. You guys know that, I tell you every week that I need to get better, so I'm doing something about it. But what do you guys do? Do you do lettering challenges or doodle challenges? Shameless plug, I do have a doodle challenge for May going on over on my Instagram channel. Do you do one every single month? Sometimes I find people have to take a break and come back to it. I certainly did. But what do you do? Let me know in the comments the doodle challenges, just any challenge that you do for your journal down in the comments below. Shall we take this point in the video to talk about the fact that my next week, which is on the bottom left hand corner of the right hand page, I did a bow and then didn't fit in the words next week because the bow took up all the space, and it's also taking up all of Monday's space. So I'm just banking that Monday next week I don't have a lot on because I don't have much space to put it in anyway. Next week I do plan on filming my June setup pages, so stay tuned for that plan with me that's coming. But for this week I've done my Cat in the Hat reboot. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and as usual I will see you next Sunday.